To better understand the tangible influence of neoliberalism and precarious work conditions on the health of precarious workers at home, let's go over the case study of international migrant workers in Canada. Canada, through its Temporary Foreign Worker Program, consists of both the Seasonal Agricultural Workers Program and the Living Caregiver Program. The Seasonal Agricultural Worker Program is accepting of agricultural workers solely for this purpose, and 80% of migrants who were accepted into Canada in 2004 were actually accepted into this program alone. Immigration policy is argued by some academics to create a hierarchy of marginalization and exploitation. Temporary workers have less rights than citizens and cannot claim unemployment insurance even though they are required to be taxed on the income they receive. The other thing is that the temporary workers program are tied to the employer and are required to live on the employer's premise, thereby creating a natural realm of exploitation that exacerbates an already equal power relation between worker and employer. Other governments encourage this exploitation of labor because often their own country benefits from remittances and creates an easy solution if their own country is having economic difficulties. Legal status becomes a mechanism of stratification, enforcing people in this situation to accept insecure, low-wage, and socially excluding positions in order to enter and remain in the country legally. Ontario and Alberta are home to the majority of temporary workers, with the largest amount of temporary workers coming from Latin America and the Caribbean. The workers must work for 40 to 60 hours during the growing season, then return home after the growing season ends. They are not permitted to remain in the country or to apply for a residence permit. Additionally, farm laborers in Ontario in history have been excluded from legislation that allows for unionization and collective bargaining under the guise that farms had such low profit margins that higher wage was not possible. A narrative that exists when employing temporary foreign workers is that they fill low-skilled job shortages, as an educated population exists within Canada that is unwilling to do what are considered low-skilled jobs. In addition, there is this idea that workers are happy, if not satisfied, with the working conditions as they are much better than the alternative in their place of origins. This contributes to a racialization and othering of these communities abroad. Another aspect, as mentioned previously, is that the workers are from Mexico and the Caribbean, and employers are allowed to select workers based on race. It becomes based on stereotypes based from these workers, and these workers are commodified based on these notions, which is also used as a divisive strategy amongst workers themselves in order to inhibit solidarity between workers. On top of being racialized, the work is highly gendered, as it is open to both men and women, yet 97% of laborers are men, and in terms of the live-in caregiver program, the majority are women. Essentially, this case study it displays the ways in which migrant workers are legally exploited in order to excessively maximize business profits. After exploring various intersections between precarious work and global health, this analysis ultimately highlights the negative impact of precarious work as a product of neoliberalism and a global health issue.